Hey sneakies, welcome back for another channel update video. So we're going to be playing a Tower 1 mobile defense mission in the background as Vold very clearly, and joined only by our very lovely yet ferocious pet Kubo Harley. And look at her go. You certainly do not want to cross her in a dark alleyway. You have been warned. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about in this video, including the future content you can expect from the channel, as well as some changes that will be coming along with it, and even a retrospect back on how we got to this point. But before we get into all that, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, and I do hope you all had a great holiday season like I did. As a matter of fact, feel free to use the comment section to share exactly how you decide to celebrate this year. If you want to anyway, it's up to you. It's just interesting to hear all the different ways people celebrate it and like their own different approach. Like there are specific traditions you're supposed to follow, but some people like to mix in their own unique ideas that essentially make it their own holiday. So if you'd like to, let me know and I'll be interested in checking that out. And as a matter of fact, just keep the comment section active throughout this video, because I'm going to be asking for your opinion and feedback on a lot of different things that we're going to be going over. So just keep those fingers ready, and feel free to pause the video at any time though, so you can make sure you get every little aspect I'm going to go over. Oh, and this is also a good time to mention this. I actually do read every single comment that's ever left on any of my videos or directly on my channel in general. So even though I don't normally have enough time to respond to all the comments, I definitely do read them all. So if you're wondering if you should leave a comment, the answer is it will always get to me in some way, so feel free to. Alright, so 2014 in retrospect was actually a really big year for this channel. In fact, it's the one that finally got us out of the stage of being a tiny channel that didn't know what to do anymore and nobody was really noticing. And that was mostly thanks to Warframe for sure, so I'm definitely thankful that series took off like it did. And there were also some other games like DC Universe Online helped a lot, War Thunder, Interstellar Marines, and plenty of other games. But going even further back than that, we started originally on this channel in 2012. Well, actually, now that I think about it, we could technically go back to 2010, because back then CKP and I created a channel together, and that was really what you consider the start of our YouTube careers, so to speak. And we started in 2010, and then I think we ended towards the end of the year in 2011, so we were doing it for roughly a year. And then we stopped doing it for a while, and then we eventually created our own separate channels towards, like, I think it was April of 2012, but we didn't actually start uploading until, like, the fall time, so September 2012, I want to say, was the first video I uploaded, and that was The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 1. And it wasn't really the best idea for our starting game, really, for a number of different reasons, but pretty much because once you watch one of those playthroughs, you've pretty much seen them all. Even though there's different branching storylines and stuff, it's still essentially the same thing. And yes, over time, we did learn a lot of different things, had to experiment and try all kinds of different ideas, and it's really a learning process, because YouTube is essentially the same thing as trying to start your own business. You're basically opening up a mom and pop store when there's a Walmart right next door. It's very challenging, very difficult to get your foot in the door, but eventually with a lot of hard work and determination, it's more than possible. So you can also take that as a life lesson. So anytime anybody tells you that hard work does eventually pay off, they are in fact telling you the truth. That much I can promise you. As long as you stay consistent and with it, don't give up. Usually people give up once they see how challenging it actually is, because they think it's going to be easy at first, but stick with it and eventually good things will start to happen. But anyways, so The Walking Dead Season 1 eventually led into doing Zombie U when the Wii U came out in November of 2012. I got that as soon as it launched. I got right home, started playing it and uploading it. And that was really the first step my channel took towards going anywhere, because by the end of that year I had hit like 200 subscribers, pretty much entirely thanks to that one series. And you could also really thank the ending episode, because that was by far the biggest video I'd uploaded up until Warframe Part 1 came out. And yes, you can even go back and watch that series in its entirety, because as I mentioned in Warframe Part 100, I brought that series back, so you can watch all 53 parts. It's a decently long series. They're like 15 minutes apiece. And it's funny going back and watching it now, because you can see how over time you can actually get better at it, because it's really awkward at first. When you first start doing YouTube, you have to get used to talking to yourself alone in a room, and it's just Awkward's really the best word to use for it. So yeah, we ended 2012 with about 200 or 250 subscribers, and then 2013 was pretty challenging too because I still continued the whole idea of trying to do Let's Plays. That's really what my channel's been founding on since the very beginning. And tried lots of different games, did a playthrough of Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us, Lego City Undercover, Bioshock Infinite, started God of War Ascension, and just lots of different games. There was also a Minecraft Let's Play series that was actually pretty successful, at least at the time for a small channel. And it really wasn't until the end of 2013 in November when the PlayStation 4 launched and the PlayStation 4 version of Warframe came out that really started to get any ground, really, because 2013 ended with about, I want to say like 500 or so subscribers. So there really wasn't a huge change from 2012 at all. At least not really in the grand scheme of things. The funny thing is, I had no intention of even doing Warframe when I first got the PlayStation 4 because I was only planning on doing Killzone Shadowfall and Knack. And I stopped doing Knack after a few episodes. I finished Killzone Shadowfall, but nobody was really watching it. They weren't really interested, and my commentary was very horrible back then. Horrible, so I ended up deleting it off the channel anyway. And yes, so I decided to play the first episode, and that was pretty much the tutorial at the time. And I wasn't really anticipating anything would come out of it. I was just kind of hoping something might, but I didn't really expect much. And then it ended up becoming by far the biggest video I've ever uploaded, and probably will be for a very long time to come. And that's how most of you have found the channel, undoubtedly. People started commenting finally. It was definitely a nice change when you're so used to uploading videos and nobody's noticing, they're not really interested, and they're not commenting on videos, then all of a sudden they're finally interested in something, then you get all excited about it, and then just kind of go from there. But anyway, yeah, so 2012 ended with about 200 subscribers, 2013 ended with about 500 or so, and then at the end of last year, 2014, we finished with 6,600, so there was a huge difference. And that was thanks to all the different games that came out, especially Warframe, and definitely most of all because of all of you. If you weren't around supporting the series or my videos in general, then it never would have happened, so definitely a big thank you to everybody. And now looking forward to 2015 and beyond, we're going to make some changes that will definitely be for the greater good. Number one, I want to get a whole lot more active on social media, especially Twitter, but even Facebook too. So you may not know this, but if you look in the description for any video I post, there are actually links to all my different accounts down there, even on this one. So go give me a follow and it'll make it a whole lot more efficient for us to communicate with each other. Like for example, if there are a couple of different games coming out at the same time that I want to do playthroughs of, I could post on there and get your opinions on each of them, and then I could start with whichever one has the most interest, and it just works out in everybody's favor. And I can even use it as a more efficient tool to recruit people to appear in my videos. Like for example, if I feel like recording a Warframe video today, all I have to do is leave a post on one of the accounts, and then everybody who wants to appear in it just has to leave a comment, and then I can send the invites out very efficiently. It even works out too because you may not necessarily be logged into Warframe at the time, but you might be on Twitter, so you know to log in, and then it just makes it a whole lot easier for you to get into a video eventually. So yes, go follow me on there, and we can definitely get going with that. But that's not the only change coming. Now, during the whole channel retrospective, I mentioned that my channel's been founded on the idea of being a Let's Play channel right from the very beginning, and that's something I want to start working towards again. So during this recent Steam sale, both the fall and winter sale from the end of last year, I picked up a whole bunch of different games that I can start doing playthroughs of. And I was primarily focusing on horror games, but there's actually a whole bunch of different genres that I also got games for. And the first one's going to be a game called Killer is Dead. It's a hack and slash game with a really awesome art style. I'm not really expecting a huge response for it, but I'm going to be playing through the game anyway, so I figured why not share my experience in the game with you, and maybe you'll all enjoy it too. Hopefully you will. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I've already recorded quite a few episodes, and I'm going to hold it off until I actually feel confident that I can upload the entire thing without skipping any episodes in between. Like, I want to focus on uploading at least one video every single day from beginning to end. That's another thing we're going to focus on this channel. We're going to be very consistent from now on. We're not going to have huge gaps in between. We're going to start something, we're going to finish it. We're not going to have any more unfinished Let's Play series ever again. That's just something that cannot happen anymore. So to start out with, we're going to begin with some games that are fairly recent, not quite brand new, but recent enough. Like, on one of my last update videos, there was actually a few people who mentioned they want to see Diablo 3 for PS4, so I picked that up very recently, and I've been testing it a little bit to get used to the controls and everything so I can make it an entertaining series for everybody. So hopefully you want to see that. I actually originally played Diablo 1 back when it was still brand new, like when the PlayStation 1 was still a brand new console. Way back in the day. It makes me feel like an old man talking about those days. And I would really like to do some of these new releases as well as soon as they come out. Like, for example, there's a game called Bloodborne coming out for PS4 in March. But I want to see enough people interested in seeing these series, so if enough people get together and they mention they want to see a particular game that's brand new before it comes out, just let me know and I'll definitely consider doing it. Like, especially if you want to see that game, I will very likely consider doing that. And now on to the horror games. So in my last channel update video, I mentioned I want to start getting into those a lot more, because that's actually probably one of my favorite genres, and has been since I've been younger. I actually was a big fan of the original Resident Evil series, the original Silent Hill series, and all that good stuff back in the day. And during this recent Steam sale, I did pick up a bunch of games, and I added to my collection that I already had. Like, I mentioned I want to do Outlast, I want to do the Amnesia series. I picked up The Evil Within, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, the Fear series 1 to 3, the Dead Space series 1 to 3, the Penumbra series, Dead Island series 1 and Riptide. I plan on doing co-op with the Sneaky Squad, and there's also some other games too. But what I'm really thinking about doing is probably doing those with the face cam, so I want to get your opinion on that, because I know a lot of people actually mentioned they want to see face cam videos as well, and I am definitely interested in the idea, but I feel like it needs to be for a game that's appropriate for it, where facial reactions are going to be more entertaining than not seeing them. That's why, generally speaking, you see people do it with horror games, because when people get scared, it makes the video funnier, and it just makes it more entertaining to watch it. And that's why I want to do, like, at the very least, for facecam videos, I want to do stuff like Slender, I want to do, like, Happy Wheels, like, Rage videos, and Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, more than likely that would be definitely a facecam series. But it's really like stuff like Outlast and The Evil Within, stuff that has a storyline that I'm interested in finding out if you're interested in seeing a facecam with that as well, because I still want to play those regardless. I'm just trying to figure out if it's best to do those with the facecam or go without it. So let me know your opinions on that in the comments below as well. And moving forward, we can actually start doing live streams as soon as I get that set up to do facecams on those, because that's really the only thing holding me back from doing the live streams right now. Like, I know I originally mentioned I want to do it as soon as I hit 30 followers, and now we're up to 98, so yes, it's been a long time, and it's been a long time coming. And when I actually start doing the live streams, I can do any game. I can do Warframe, I can do any random game I feel like doing, or any game you want to see. Just gives us a whole lot of possibilities, and it should be entertaining. We can go back and forth and talk about all kinds of different things. And it's just a whole different experience than watching on YouTube, because you're watching it live, so it's a whole different interaction. It's more interactive than YouTube. But now that brings us to Warframe, so moving forward, I'm going to make it so that I can upload one video a day, so I know that's going to be very good news for everybody who's interested in that, and I'm going to roll around and mess around with Harley for a minute. But in order to accomplish this, there are going to be some changes to episodes in the series. Now, if you play Warframe, you know the game's all about grinding, so as you can imagine, some of these videos actually do take a ridiculous amount of time to prepare behind the scenes to make them happen. And unfortunately, that's actually been the biggest reason why there haven't been daily uploads coming out. I know a lot of people mention they do want to see daily uploads of Warframe, and it's something I would like to make happen for sure. It's just unfortunate because some of these events, they require you to play a ridiculous number of times. Like, they can even require you to play it up to like 10 times to get 10 points to get every single reward that comes out of it. And if you've been following the series, you know every time an event comes out, I typically do try to get the maximum number of points so I can show you every single reward. But you also know, as a lot of people have mentioned too, they would like to see them more timely uploaded. And because it does take so long, it generally is over by the time I eventually post it, and then it's kind of useless information for you at that point. So I can actually cover all the new material that comes out too more efficiently as well if I actually adopt this new policy of only playing through each event one time, just one mission, just to give an idea of exactly how it goes down, and it will just work out better at the end of the day. And if you need further proof why this is a better idea, let me put it this way for you. So imagine that I have to play through a mission 10 times so I can get one video done for an event. And that same amount of time I could get one video done, still give you most of the idea of what the event is. I could get it uploaded in a more timely fashion, and I could also get 9 additional videos done in the same amount of time, so it really just doesn't make any sense to continue going the way I was originally going. And that brings me to the final topic I want to go over in this video. So I know a lot of people still mention they want to join the Warframe clan even on PC where one does not currently exist. So this is how it's going to work. On the PS4 version there is a Warframe clan currently, and there's plenty of space. We're always recruiting new members. However, we need new people to step up and take leadership roles and actually go out and put some effort into recruiting active members so that the clan can get going again. As it stands right now, it's essentially dead. There are a few active members, but it's not nearly what it used to be. But we can still get up to that point, so if you feel like you can step up and really get the clan going again, feel free to leave me a comment below and we can definitely look into the possibility of making that happen. We have like 126 members right now, and we have space for up to 300, and then we can eventually get up to 1,000. I don't think we're going to get up to 1,000, but we could certainly be a lot more active than we currently are. And then as far as the PC version goes, I do not currently have plans to start a clan on there, but it's a possibility. It really depends on how much interest there is. Like, if there's only a couple of people who mention they want to see it happen, then more likely it will not, because I need really to justify it. And I'm going to need people to step up and take leadership roles in that clan as well. You need to go out and recruit active people, and you can actually run the clan as you see fit. I'll essentially be just a member helping you out as best I can. And it can just be like the Sneaky G official fan club clan, or whatever you want to call it. And it'll kind of work like the PS4 version of the clan has worked so far, so it would definitely be nice to have happen, but it really depends on how much interest there is. So if you want to see it happen, let me know in the comments below. If you want to take a leadership position, let me know, and we can definitely get it going and make it a fun experience for everybody. And now for the real final point I want to make in this video, because I always forget to mention something, surprisingly. Not really that surprising. Anyways, you can expect to see a lot more co-op videos coming out with the Sneaky Squad in 2015 and beyond. You've already kind of seen the start of that with Trine. And if you were following that, unfortunately there is a large gap in the series right now, but we will be finishing as soon as possible. It was just really bad timing to start right before the holiday season, but don't worry, we will finish it. And I did mention earlier we will be doing the Dead Island series soon, and also plenty of other games that we're excited to play. Hopefully you're going to be as excited to watch it too. But anyway, Sneakies, thanks so much for watching. As always, I do hope you enjoyed the video, but especially the information within it. And I also hope you're as excited as I am about the future, because we're definitely heading in the right direction. And I also want to say a big thank you to everybody. You are the best community on YouTube by far. You're all awesome. And without you, 2014 wouldn't have been as big for this channel as it has been. Hopefully we can continue this streak in the future, so here's to an even better 2015 and beyond. And I will see you next time.